All right, it looks like we're connected and we're live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's like early in the morning, freaking ridiculous. I'm in like my little workout shirt and I'm at the home studio doing the recording again. I really like the idea of being able to do this at home. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube and Facebook and or during the webinar that's streaming live. So we've changed some things around for some of you, as you already know. This is how you're going to be able to get into this podcast live. Either you have the Anchor app or and you're watching us live on that, or you're actually logging on to this webinar channel when we go live. For those of you who subscribe, you're going to actually be getting email notifications say, hey, Jason's getting ready to go live, or Jason is live. All right. And then that way you could jump into the actual live stream and be able to interact with me. For the recording's sake, I'll only be on the screen or whatever I'm sharing. And then I have multiple monitors here. So if I'm looking over here, guys, or up here, just ignore that. It's because I'm looking at different things that are going on. But all of you guys are going to be on a separate screen along with all of your chats. So that way I can see you guys, I can hear and talk with you guys, but at the same time, it's not interrupting the video. And then we're also going to be up higher running through Ableton, which is where we record through. I always love giving them a shout out. I don't get paid to say that. This is not a paid advertisement, but that's what we use along with our Slate packages here. So talking about what we're covering today, give me a moment. I'm going to invite everybody in on the podcast who are waiting. We do have a few people waiting there. And then one or two people who are on this stream live. We're actually doing it a little bit early, but that's just to get her done. All right. But this is what we're going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to cover that again for our live group who's getting ready to join in. Give me a moment, guys. All right. They should be coming in any second now. All right. All right. Hey, can you guys over there on the podcast hear me? Yes? All right. All right. So we've got everybody here that's live on the podcast. I'm going to run our introduction and we're going to start. Woo-hoo-hoo. What's up, everybody on the podcast? What's up, everybody on the live stream? All right. For my live stream people, you've already got a few words from me, a couple minutes in. For my people on the podcast, hey, what's up? Welcome aboard. I'm watching everybody on different screens. But let's dive in. Today is season 3, episode 4. And I think this is like our 30th or 34th podcast, somewhere in there. And I'm super pumped because I'm watching it and we're almost at like 50. And when I started this, I honestly wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to run as long or short. And really kind of what the format was going to be. I really kind of freestyled it. And I kind of fell in love with the fact of freestyling it, because it leaves me completely open to work with you guys and whatever you have questions on, whether it's for me business to business with you, or if it's me answering your questions to assist you in your business for applying some of the tactics or techniques that we're talking about. So it's really good because it's blessing and humbling to be able to do that for you guys, because when I first started doing all this and being in business for myself, I didn't have anybody I could do that with, and that really stinks when you're by yourself and you're trying to figure things out and you're reading books, but the books you're reading are going out of date just as fast as you're getting them, because the next year rolls in and a new version comes out or these apps update. So it is what it is, but here we are. So today we're talking about how to find your best ad. Now, yesterday we talked about how to make your ad and a little bit about your audience. I didn't go into big detail on it, but I showed you guys a step-by-step process on how to do that on Facebook. And before we leave Facebook, we have to understand how to take what we got and find out what was working. So we talked about getting the statistics, right? We talked about getting all this stuff here, and let me, if I can get that paper. All right, so we talked about all this, remember? All right, so we talked about an actual real ad that I just ran, and how I was able to get leads for less than 31 cents and reach a new audience, target audience group for roughly 9 cents or less than 9 cents because it was 0.085. All right. Now, some people go, I don't understand those numbers. And yet again, guys, those are like good numbers. All right. They sound really low. They don't sound very aggressive. And the number of people that I reached isn't very aggressive. But what you need to know is that if I'm doing 37, 40% somewhere, I think it was like 37 and some change on being accurate in my target group, the next ad I ran, I even tightened it more and I shaved off where some of my money was being spent with untargeted group. And I went more into the focus group. And that's called micro adding. All right, so doing micro ads versus such a big ad, which is macro. All right, so we went in and did micro ad now to our what was already a macro ad. So we're kind of screwing the screw a little bit tighter, right? And now all of a sudden that $16.20 becomes a lot more valuable because now I should be able to lower my cost to reach a person as well as my cost to actually get a person to engage and turn sales. For $16.20, we made $1,000. I don't know how much better you want that to be. We closed 33% of the actual customers who came in. All right, that's huge. That's huge. $16 gave me $1,000. So if I could make 1,000 with 16, and I'm reaching an average of 40, almost 40%, 4 out of every 10 people I see. All right, then I'm still converting at almost the same amount, 3 out of every 10, or I guess technically 3 out of every 4, right? I think that's a winning ad. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. The numbers could be better, but that's a winning ad. That's a winning ad. So if I could do that with $16.20, what could I do with 500? All right. So you guys are seeing why our business is so valuable to our customers because they're getting ads like this or better. And, it starts off really small. And then you can open it up a little more, and you tighten it. And you'll open it a little more, and you tighten it. And it's kind of like for those of you who shoot guns, me being an old jarhead, right? Go figure, got the tattoo out and everything. But for being able to shoot, it's like learning to shoot, and you're hitting the paper, but you're not in the black, in that tight group. And then you start getting a little bit better on how to hold the gun and correct trigger squeeze and all that. And all of a sudden, your bullets get a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter. And now you're hitting the black, but then you're starting to hit the same hole twice or 3 times. And it's like, yeah, now I really got it. That's what we just did with this ad. We're hitting the target, but now we're going to start squeezing in that group, that shot group, and really becoming aggressive and what some would consider an expert for the type of ad that we're running. Because to be able to get these kind of numbers, it's not easy, okay? It's not easy. But I just showed you guys how I did it. That's one. That's one cool thing about this podcast and about this info. I share everything with you guys. Maybe not everything, but I share with you a very large portion. All right. Because at the end of the day, I think empowering you and you being able to see how this works allows you to be able to go like, man, all right, I want to be able to do my own advertising one day, so that way I don't have to spend the money to get the results that I want. But at the same time, I know that I can use this company until that time comes and be able to really run a decent ad. More importantly, as my business grows, I know I'm going to have to spend more and more time doing this, and my ads are going to get bigger and bigger, which means it's going to eat up more of my time. As it eats up more of my time, I'm either going to have to give that baby to somebody, or I'm going to end up kind of lopsided. Don't do the poor man's thinking. We've talked about this in other podcasts where I'm the guy, I got to do it all. Don't do that, because if you're doing everything and everything is taking away time, imagine what you could be making with that time had you just outsourced that little bit of work. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I don't mind paying somebody a few $1,000s if it's turning me 10, multiple thousands, right? Like, that's a no-brainer. All right, yeah, I'm more than willing to share some of my cake with you because I'm getting a big portion of it back anyway, and I'm getting more than what I'm spending out. So that's a winning recipe for me. And I have more time. So not only am I still making money, I'm covering my expenses, but I'm actually able to go and take that same amount of time that I just saved and paid you to go make more money, which is insane. But that's how people who have money, all right, and successful businesses, this is how we think. Okay. Don't be greedy. Outsource it. Find somebody else that can do it as good or better. And that's what our goal is here on this podcast and everything else, to give you that power to be able to do this, get your business up and running even better, prove to you that we can handle your business, and then at that same process, giving you an option to be able to go make more money. But before we do that, we're going to keep covering all that information. I am a nutcase, and for some of you who know, I am the mad scientist. I haven't thrown on my cap and my funny glasses yet. I'm still working with the lighting. I don't really like the lighting today. But anyway, so how to get your best ad. So you're going to take what we did yesterday's podcast, and you're going to actually want to run 2 or more ads. Yes, I pre-wrote this out today. 2 or more ads, okay? You're going to need 2 or more ads because you're going to need something to check the checker, right? When I ran this one, I ran this by itself. So I could have probably gotten better numbers had I ran another ad simultaneously, found what was working with both of them, made a complete new one using what was working in both, and now I have a macro successful ad that's over 40% instead of just at or slightly under 40%. All right? Ding, 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 ding. All right? Put that one in your box and tuck that feather in your hat. 2 or more ads is how you want to run ads, all right? Which is why if you don't have a lot of money, doing small, short ads are great because you're going to continually it's like doing a survey to your customer base. You're going to continually get information. Now, here's a trick that I don't have written down, but I'm going to put this down anyway because this is huge to know. A lot of people don't know this, all right? Look, a person every, I think it was 6 to 9 months will go through a financial shift. So 6 to 9 months equals a money increase or decrease. All right, to your customer base every 6 to 9 months. Why is follow-up so important? Because of this right there. 6 to 9 months, somebody's finances is ever changing. A lot of people don't have 3 months of savings, all right, to cover their entire expense. A lot of people, just about every person in America, without excluding people who do extremely well for themselves, but you're usually looking at very few percentage having 6 months to 1 year. So very few people have 6 months to 1 year. Near to none have 3 months. Actually, let me say that better. Near to none have 6 months to a year. Very few have 3 months of saving. And then every 6 to 9 months, because of this equation right here, it is affected here. So businesses close, as you guys are seeing. Um, finances are ever in flux. Gas prices go up. Heating goes up because of the winter. Electric goes up. People are trying to run heat and electric to try to keep their bills somewhat balanced. You got, okay, I've got a fireplace, so I try to run my fire, but that's an added expense than what you had 4 months ago, right? Because it's wintertime for some of you, like it is for us here in Ohio. So this is what I mean by the ever fluctuating 6 to 9 month window. And I found that usually it's 3 to 6 months. All right, 3 to 6 months, not so much as 9, but definitely in month 9, there's a financial shift in every single household because of the season changes. All right. And that's huge to know. So think about that when you do your marketing. That's like a little cool little bit of tutelage that I'm just giving you guys there. If you've never heard that, now you have. All right. So how do we get back to our best ad? The next thing you're going to want to do is get copywriters. All right. Get a copywriter. So get copywriters. Let's just do that. All right. Easier to fix. So get copywriters. Getting copywriters is going to be really huge. That's what we do for you. So like the wording that you use, the phrases you use, the keywords that you put into it to allow people to crawl through it better, or i.e. the system to finding that right person, is what directly changes the conversion rate and information that you're going to get in ad 1 and 2 that makes the third ad, which is your best ad. Okay. Photos, videos, words, understanding how all that works for whatever platform you're on. Facebook. All right. Facebook. Yes, I see. Yes. All right. Facebook. I've got people saying like, hey man, hands up. All right. Yeah, that's right. Photos, videos, words, not videos, photos, words. All right. In this order is how you have a winning algorithm. Facebook does rate videos higher. The problem is everybody's able to do a damn video because of, let me unhook this here because this is how I stream my music down here. Ooh, iPhones and cell phones, whatever the hell they got, tablets and GoPros and MyGos and Yorgo, right? All this other stuff. Everybody can do videos, right? And everybody can do photos. But the problem is right now the trend is video. So what changes the video so that you can get ahead of photos is a secret you're going to have to figure out. All right. We know that secret, but I can't give you every single thing, but I'm going to give you enough to get in the game and play and get wet. All right. So look, videos come second to your photos. All right. Reason being is people's attention span. Here we go with another tutelage. All right. People's attention span, unfortunately, our poor nation of the world, for some of you who are in Europe, because we have customers over there and all that stuff, is 30 seconds, bro. Like, are you kidding me? 3 seconds? Huh? So what? Oh, what? What was that? Yeah, that's how fast their attention span is changing. So, it's crazy. But 3 seconds, 3 seconds. And if they're on their phone, they're starting to find that it's even less than that because people are like, well, don't like it, don't like it. Oh, what is this? Nope, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. I mean, it's that quick, right? Think about it when you're scrolling through, all right? 3 seconds. How many good videos you're going to get on 3 seconds? Don't worry, I'll wait. All right. As Cat Williams says. So, photos is why videos come in second for that reason. You don't need a person's attention span very long to go, oh, okay. And then your wording is what boosts that photo. Now, you have a video that has obviously photos in it or a slideshow, and you have the right wording. They got it. All right. So moving to the next one, how to budget your ad. This is almost as important as running the multiple ads. So I spoke on it yesterday, but let's do this here. And I'm staying a little bit out of the screen, view of the screen today, because I want to make sure you guys are able to see this full whiteboard. We're using it up today. All right. So let me turn the mic towards me. Okay. So this is how you're going to choose whether you have a winning ad or a failing ad budget-wise. All right. So let's say your lowest product is, all right, $50 to make it easy. Right? That's my lowest product price. When I run ad one, because I know I got to run 3 ads. 3 ads. All right. So when I run ad one, I might do ad one at, let's just say, $5. Then I'm going to do, that's ad one. And then I'm going to do ad two at the same time. I'm going to run that one for $5. I'm going to take what works out of those. I'm going to run another one for $10. This is ad 3. Are you guys watching me here? Because this is like the secret sauce. All right, I'm giving you some secrets here. You're gonna run ad 1, run ad 2 at the same time. I'm gonna take what works out of those based off of my metrics that I showed you guys how to get. We're gonna run ad 3 for double the amount. We're gonna double down because we should be making money or at least getting leads to make money right here. All right. So if we're getting that, then we need to move to the next step, which is where we double down. And this is where I talk about sometimes if I put in $1 and I could get back out 2, do you think I'm winning? Yeah, we're winning. We're coming out $1 extra. We're coming out 100% in earnings. All right. How much did I make off this last ad? What was my percentage of winning on that one? All right. You do the math. So this is what we do. And I didn't even do the full step to this one. All right. I ran it by itself. So you take these, you run this one. Now you're going to get new numbers, right? Now that you got new numbers, you're going to come over here and you're going to run ad 4. All right. Now, when you run ad 4, what's going to happen? You've already spent 20 of your 50, right? So when you do that, it only leaves you with $30. But this $30 is going to be more valuable than the actual currency amount that you see. Because what you've done is you've been driving over the course of 3 times your ad expense a little lower. All right. I'm doing this as an example, right? Your first ad was like, the first group. Second group was like, oh, we're doing a little lower. Third group, you're like, oh, yeah, it's working. It's a lot lower than it was on 1. All right. Now we're doing the 4th one. And the 4th one should be like bottom rate, expenses. But because of that, your $30 is going to stretch a ton further than somebody else's $30. So now you're able to gobble up more of your industry's customers. Did that make sense? All right. That's where the adage of the company that can spend the most wins the most. This is how you outspend your customer base. Like this is how or your competition base. This is how you outspend them right there. Right there. $5 ads. That's how you beat them. $5 ads. Now, there's some other tricks that you can throw in here that makes it even better. All right. But $5 ads, they're great. All right. You got to pay to play. So don't be cheap. Don't try to avoid running ads. You can get some good information cheap, that's for sure, but cheap to free, but it's never going to be paid ads. Okay, it is very rarely is going to be a paid ad. So we just covered step one, running multiple ads. We just covered the wording and what you put in there, which is copywriting. We just covered photos, videos, and words in an ad. And we just covered, literally, just finished covering how to budget your ad. So the next thing here, we're almost done, guys, is when to run your ads. Based off your statistics, you should be getting a time frame. I'm going to use a 24-hour clock here. All right, so 24 hours. All right, you should be getting a time frame that's saying something like, hey, at 1700 hours, you have an increase of traffic. At 09, you have an increase of traffic. At 06, you have an increase of traffic. Right here, I want to run my ads on those hours because I know that's where my traffic is increasing on those hours. Now, that's going to change Monday to Friday. All right. And then it's going to change again on Saturdays to Sunday. Let's just do Sat to Sun. All right. So Saturday to Sunday, it's going to change again. So in a 7-day work week, you're going to have all kinds of different hours that are working. And it's going to be different for every single one of you. Every single one. It's not going to be the same. You might land oddly on some of the same hours that we do or some of the same days, but it's not going to be the same because your market is different. Even though me and you are competing for business in the same ocean, all right, our customer base is a little bit different than yours. Our customer base might be higher price tag customers. Yours might be lower. We're running the same thing, but we're hitting two different groups. All right. That's going to change the times, right? If I'm talking of only executives who don't have a 9 to 5, I think my off hours are going to be usually when most people's on hours are because executives are already checked out. We're already done, right? Or we're tidying up stuff. So this is why you have to do this formally yourself. You can't just take my information and I'm giving you guys and run with it because you're going to have to find out what works for your business, what works for your business. And this is where having a neutral third party comes into play. All right, having a company like us that runs all this, we're going to be looking at that, but we're looking at it unbiasedly. All right, which means we're letting the numbers talk 110%. The numbers will not lie to you. You will lie to you. All right. So don't listen to what's up here. Listen to what's coming out on these printouts because that's what's telling you the truth. Okay. Now, the next thing after you've learned when to run your ads, how to set your budget for your ad, and your photos, videos, and words with the wording being done and having multiple ad runs that have taken place, you now could talk about how to set up an audience. Because now, after you've ran multiple ads, you should have an audience selection, which is this little section down here talking about, hey, 18 to 24, 24 to 35, male, female, median income, behavior statistics, all that you should start having and already have. So now, when it's time to run a more tuned in ad, you're already down here, not up here. All right? You guys are getting me on this one? I hope you guys are getting me on this. So I'm going to pause for a second because I haven't looked at the screen, and I'm going to take some questions because that is today's training. So don't go anywhere because I'm sure if somebody's asking a question, if you're not live, this is probably a question that pops up in your mind or that you didn't think about. So let me see here what we got. I'm not going to shout out names. I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay. Yes. All right. I see a good question right here. So the question is this. All right. If I have a $50 ad, all right. If I have a $50 ad, what's the best way to break it down to get the most out of my ad? The best way to break down that $50 is doing it kind of the way I had stated. All right. I've got $50. I got a limited budget, but I gotta get like something out of this 50 when I spend it. I gotta get it. All right. I get it. All right. So that $50 needs to equal actually $50 plus is what I like to call it. All right. I need a $50+ ad run. I'm only going to spend 50, but I need an ad that needs to perform at $50 or better. All right. Which means I'm outspending my competition, but I'm getting better customer returns from my competition than my competition is getting from me. All right. Meaning like my net's catching more fish than theirs. All right. So as we're doing that, guys, what we want to look at is this. All right. How many ads can I run in the 50? So it's kind of like doing the old math equation. All right. I can run a $10 ad. I can run a $5 ad. I can run a, let's see, 15, I believe, there, right? But this is going to cost too much. This is going to cost too much if I don't have my stats. All right. If I don't have my stat, what is this all for? All right. So you need to run a series of ads. The more ad series you can run, all right, the better chances are of you winning. All right. It's not about reaching 500 people. It's about reaching 500 active people. All right. Who cares if people saw you? Now, in certain cases, that's good. But if you're chasing down income because you've got to make back this $50 you just spent, I think you better start worrying about these small ads and outspending people and making it worth more than what it was originally costed, or the original cost, excuse me, to run it. Okay. Next question. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm getting some good info. Epiphany moment. Yeah. Epiphany moment is good. Okay. How do you do all this for taxes? That's a good question. Whoever asked that, that's a good one. You thinking you got a noggin on your head. All right. Tax wise, that's a benefit that you get with our company also, by the way. We have a built-in accounting service and program and a team that actually puts all that in. At the end of the year, you just hit print and here's this awesome like 100, 10 page, 1 page, however much it is that you've used, like booklet that gives you all your numbers. And when you sit back and you fill in your stuff for your IRS paperwork, you can do it all yourself. You don't have to go to an accountant to sit back and like put those numbers together and look at those numbers and fact find those numbers. They're already there. And it updates all the time. We even have built-in training that goes into it, and then we have a built-in training internally that prepares you, helps you set it up and get everything synced so that you never have to do it. It's just all automated and sent over so that it's already being done on the back end. It's really cool. But if you don't have us for business and you're doing this yourself, it's going to cost some time and some money, but to each its own, right? I'm not here to sell you, although I would like to do business with you. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to give you good information and honest information. So this should be a 100% taxable error right off to your taxes. All right. It should be 100% deduction. So what you're spending on your ads, you're getting back at the end of the year towards your credit on taxes if you're not paying taxes quarterly. For some people, I like doing mine at the end of the year. I'm really aggressive, so usually I clear my deductions. I get very close or I'm over. So very close means I'm paying taxes. Right on means I'm not paying taxes. A little bit over means I spent a little bit more than what I needed to, but I'm not paying taxes. And by foregoing it, I got more during the quarter. So as long as I stay within a certain median number of going over, then I've actually broken even or made more money. So it's a whole nother topic. But yes, taxable item, 100% write off. Do we cover these things a little bit more in taxes? You guys are on taxes today. What are we doing? You guys are on season 3. You guys are like season 10. Excuse me, man. No, good questions. Yes, we do cover taxes, like I mentioned, as part of our package when you do business with us. Um, but you can do all this stuff yourself. It's just extremely time consuming. What you're paying us for is the convenience to be able to itemize it and put it all together for you so that you can just focus on doing what matters, really. Taking care of your customer and making money. Making money and taking care of your customer. Taking care of your customer, making money. You made the money, now go back and take care of your customers. All right. That's what matters most to your business. That's what's going to keep your business in business. You know what I mean? But these little things that we do and provide for you on the back end is what makes your business more successful over the long run. And or if you have an unsuccessful business, making it worthwhile because it's not costing you more money than what it costs to operate it. All right, which allows you to keep that overhead down. So if you need more time to ramp up to the income section, you can do it because you're not like bankrupting yourself. You get what I'm saying? So let me see if we can find a good question on what we got going on here as we're getting close to the end of our podcast here. Let me double check my time. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of our podcast. We're like 30 minutes or something. So let me take one or two more questions. Next question. All right. The next question was statistics. How do you convert them? Okay, I think that's what they're saying. It's like, how do you convert the statistics? Okay, so the statistics and how you convert them. Let's just do quick, easy math, okay? I've got 100 people that come in that have viewed my thing. I got 25 people that engaged. And out of those 25, I took that information that they gave me, all right? I followed up with them and was able to get 10 people to sign up, all right? So what happens is for the price of 100 people, all right, I was able to reach 25 new customers. My average price for sale, average cart price, ACP, average cart price, is going to be $50 or more because that's how much it costs to actually buy my cheapest product. Just for example. So cheapest product is 50. I make it to 100 people. That means I have the potential of reaching 5,000. All right. But then that number gets sliced down. All right. Because as it gets sliced down, what we're looking at is this. Now, out of those 100 people, I only have the ability to make 500. So it's been sliced down quite a bit, right? Then, after those 100 people, after I weeded through and contact them, I actually only have 25 people that I can reach. Oh my goodness, you guys see what's happening here? 250 now. All right. That's what my ultimate price to play is. But I never spent more than $50, right? So because I didn't spend more, like this is saying, because I didn't spend more than $50, right? All right, I ate it instead of ran from it. All right. Now what's happening is anything I make, I'm going to either break even or I'm going to do it. So now I go back to those 25 people that I reached that want to do business with me. 10 of them are ready. I just made $500, Boom. That easy. I think I messed up my math earlier, so I apologize. But I just made $500 because I reached 10 people, sold at least $50 of products to each one. All right. Math, you just add a zero, right? So that's $500 we just made off of $50. This is why converting those numbers is so important. You got to know those numbers, guys. You got to. And the only way you can get them is because you paid to play. All right. Last question here. We're getting close to 40 minutes. Last question, and I apologize. If you take your question, email it to us at info at thelowerbillco.com. All right. So info at THE, all right, LOWERBILLCO.com. That'll send it to our information section. They'll have all those questions to me, and I'm going to actually answer. If I'm not able to actually write you an answer back or response, I actually dictate it on the mic here, and then I send it off as an email, and my assistant will actually verbatim what I told you. So if I go like, she'll go ME-HA. And I'm like, hey, why are you doing? She's like, because I want them to feel like they're literally speaking with you right then and there. So I'm going to give them every single like verbiage, adjective, and noun and pronoun, and incorrect words and all that. She loves it when I make up my own word. When I make up my own word, it drives her crazy. Like momentamize. For some of you who have listened to the previous podcast. All right. So I apologize. Go back here. Last one. Scroll down. Okay, I guess everybody. Last one was really a thank you. How do we choose the product? The best way to choose a product is really to use the 30-day guarantee. You know what I mean? We have 15 days where you don't even get charged. So it's technically 14 free days. On the 15th day, the charge gets processed. And then you still have up to that 30th day to choose if you want to continue business or not with 100% refund. So I tell everybody, man, like the first 14 days, 15 days, like go ham. Slam down on it, man. Let me get everything. And you might change your mind when it's time to get charged. You go, you know what? I don't think I want a full monthly service. I just might need accounting. I just might need this or that. The thing is, and I apologize, guys. The thing here is this. We try to package bundle everything, so it usually comes out cheaper just to do the whole 3 months. Even if you don't need all the services, just do the 3 months. And when you get that, as your business grows or you get this sudden boost of energy in business, what's going to happen is you're going to turn around and be like, oh, my God, I need like the whole package. And now you're going to have to turn around and buy a whole package. You know what I mean? If you do it within a certain time frame, we could credit you and just pay the difference. But if that doesn't happen in the first 30 days, after that 30 days, now it's a whole problem of prorating everything, which is going to mean you still have to pay more money. Problem is, it's going to take you a little bit longer because now we got to go back, connect this account to the old account, just do the quarterly session. It's every 3 months. So the numbers look high, but you get them in 3 months. Good thing is, if you work with us, we're going to work with you. So we'll provide you payment plans if we have to get you set up and get you in business with us. Because at the end of the day, we need customers. We need you. You need, marketing, and you need us. So it's a win-win relationship. Outside of that, guys, I think I've answered almost all the questions. I know there's like 4 or 5 more that are coming in that just came in. I kept seeing the screen update. But due to our time frame, I'm going to let us go. I'm going to answer those questions privately. And if you guys think of anything you'd like to see us cover, myself or the teammate, let me know. We'll put it up here on a little whiteboard, and you'll always have the correct date up here. So you'll have whoever's signature signing saying that it's affirmative. This is the 6th recording. I know my screen is not very clear that you can see that. So just in case you don't see it, that's what that is. You're not missing anything. That's just me signing saying it is today's date. Um, Outside of that, guys, peace, love, and happiness. Let me know really how this is going. Do you guys like this stream feature? If you don't, tell me what you don't like about it. And we're still trying to like kind of figure it out. We're playing with the lighting. My guy comes in here and tries to set it up at night before he leaves. And then like I'm adjusting it, or I'll come in and try to adjust it in the morning like I did today. Changed out the light bulb with a brighter one. I don't know if that's going to work, because I look a little bit dark on this until I get close. I want you guys to be able to see everything. So with that being said, guys, peace, love, happiness. I hope this is working. I cannot wait to show you what's coming on episode 5 in season 3 because you're going to love it. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Google. Google. Kind of like G unit. It's going to be Google. All right. We're going to be talking about how to take this info into Google's platform. And then we're going to talk about taking this info in Google and moving into Instagram. And then from Instagram to Twitter. And we're going to talk about all these social media platforms. All right. So get ready. It's coming. It's hot. It's live. It's fresh off the press. And I'm going to make it, keep it simple, stupid. Peace. All right, guys, for those of you who are staying on the live podcast, let me go ahead